River cruising has a reputation for great scenery, but with Riverside Luxury Cruises, the dining is just as much as the destination as the places that you visit. Think regionally inspired menus, fresh ingredients, and Michelin quality meals served with floor-to-ceiling river views. Coming up, we're taking you inside the dining experience that's elevating Riverside Luxury Cruises.
On Riverside Cruises, there is a private dining room called the Vintage Room, and it feels like a private wine cellar dining experience, and it is absolutely fabulous.
I didn't know what to expect going into the Vintage Room on Riverside. I knew that the cruise line itself was luxury and a little more elegant, but this really blew me away.
So far, my experience on Riverside, I knew that the food was going to be incredible, but this experience knocked it out of the park. Every dish just kept getting better and better, and every glass of delicious, whether it was champagne and red wine and rosé champagne, just kept getting better and better. So they just kept elevating the experience as the afternoon went on.
The dish that stood out to me most was the main entree, the sirloin with the potatoes and the vegetables in an onion gravy with the fried onions. Mixing it all together, it was absolutely delicious. Every dish that was served was perfectly paired with the wine that enhanced the flavors, and it made the overall experience incredible.
I think for me, the most beautiful dish was the chicken consommé soup, but I cannot get over something that I have never had in my entire life, and you know I've been around the world. They had butter that had mashed potatoes in the butter. So besides all of the delicious food that was in front of me, I just kept going back and asking for more bread so that I could have more mashed potato butter. It was one of the most delicious things I had ever had in my entire life. I would come back on this cruise just for the mashed potato butter.
I think one of the best features of the Vintage Room is getting a lot of the guests on board who you might not have interacted with before you enter the Vintage Room together in one space. Getting to meet these people from all over really enhances the overall experience. Everyone who enters the Vintage Room enters as strangers, just guests that signed up for that specific lunch or dinner. But then when you mix in the dishes from the chef with the perfectly paired wines, the more you drink, the more you laugh, the more you get to know each other. And then when you leave the Vintage Room, you don't leave just full from the incredible cuisine you had. You leave with a new group of friends, and then you encounter them throughout the ship, and it makes your overall journey that much more special.
As you know, I make friends wherever I go, all over the world, but just at one table, I now have new friends from Ibiza, from London, Russia via the UK. One now lives in Mallorca. So now I have new friends just at one table from all over the place. And that is one of my favorite things about cruising, and especially about cruising with Riverside, is you never know who you're going to meet, and especially in the Vintage Room. Let's go make a little pastries. What do you say?
Okay.
I'm so hungry.
But I think I'm gonna make them better than you do.
Step off the ship and into the heart of Europe's pastry traditions with a hand-on culinary excursion offered by Riverside Luxury Cruises. One of the best parts of river cruising is how effortlessly you move from one culture to the next. And this experience let you go beyond sightseeing to truly taste the destination. In the charming city of Passau, guests leave the ship and make their way to the beloved local bakery, Café Conditori Braun, a traditional conditori known for its beautiful pastries and time-honored baking techniques. Inside, the warm aroma of fresh pastry and sugar sets the stage for a sweet, hands-on experience. Here, a local pastry chef introduces guests to one of the region's most beloved desserts, Schaumrollen. These delicate pastries are made from crisp, golden pastry shells that are filled with a light, airy meringue cream. They may look simple in the display case, but making them requires a bit of skill, patience, and the right technique. Guests get the chance to roll up their sleeves and learn the process step by step. You'll see how the pastry dough is shaped and baked to achieve that perfectly flaky shell, and then learn the art of piping the sweet meringue filling that gives the Schaumrollen their signature look and flavor. Along the way, the chef shares insights into Austrian and Bavarian pastry traditions, as well as tips you can take home to recreate the treat in your own kitchen. What makes excursions like this so memorable is the personal connection to the destination. Instead of simply sampling desserts in a cafe window, you're participating in a local tradition that has been passed down through generations. For travelers sailing with Riverside Luxury Cruises, it's a delicious reminder that some of the best travel memories aren't just about where you go, but what you create along the way.
Nikki,
Yeah.
I think I found something else I can beat you in.
I don't think so. I think that was a tie.
Oh no, I don't think so. I clearly won.
There are beautiful, beautiful pastries in here.
They are. They're very good though.
That was so fun.
Maybe I'll call it a tie. I'll give you one. Next we'll have to do axe throwing again.